For the first time since Michael Schumacher's iconic Ferrari debut in November 1995, the Fiorano circuit became the centre of global attention once again this past Wednesday. This time, all eyes were on Lewis Hamilton as he made his highly anticipated debut with the Scuderia. I don't need to tell you that this is a historical moment for both Ferrari and Formula One itself, so without further ado, here's everything that happened. Lewis Hamilton, now on a mission to surpass Schumacher's record and claim an 8th World Championship, hit the track in Ferrari's SF23 under the morning sun. While the car and the era have changed, Ferrari couldn't help but point out one striking similarity: the perfect weather that mirrored Schumacher's legendary first outing. Lewis Hamilton's first Ferrari outing at Fiorano came with a touch of déjà vu. Thick fog enveloped the track, just as it had on Michael Schumacher's debut with the team. As Ferrari cheekily pointed out in their press release, the weather seemed to align with history. Back in the day, Schumacher completed 20 laps in a Ferrari 412 T2, while Hamilton went a step further, racking up 30 laps in the SF23 on Wednesday. Official lap times for both runs remain a mystery, but Autocar claims Hamilton's laps averaged around 1 minute each as he navigated challenging conditions of fog, light rain, and a few minor mistakes. Even so, Hamilton's times fell short of the Fiorano benchmark. Schumacher's blistering 55.999-second lap in the legendary F2004 remains untouched, proof that even legends have big shoes to fill when stepping into Ferrari's rich history. A Ferrari report of the test read, "An eagerly awaited debut in a red car for one driver, and the first run out of the season for another, were the items on the agenda for Scuderia Ferrari HP at the Fiorano track today, as the team had its first taste of track action of the 2025 season." Rain had greeted Lewis Hamilton's arrival at Ferrari on Monday, and today, that gave way to quite thick fog, which slightly spoilt the view for the huge number of fans who had gathered on the Via Giardini overpass in Maranello that runs alongside the Ferrari-owned test track. Coincidentally, fog was also a factor on the 16th of November 1995, when Michael Schumacher, who would go on to be a 7-time world champion, had his first run at Fiorano. Today at 9:16, an SF23 bearing the number 44 left the garage for the first time for a single installation lap on rain tyres, under the watchful eye of team principal Fred Vasseur and his deputy Jerome D'Ambrosio. With Vice President Piero Ferrari having also arrived to watch the action, the test really got underway, with Lewis going out on slick tyres, doing flying laps, while also attempting some practice starts as he got to grips with all the systems on the car. He completed a total of 30 laps equal to 89 kilometres. No doubt he would have liked to do more, but as from this year, even the TPC tests, testing of previous cars, which allow teams to run cars that are at least 2 years old, can only cover a total of 1,000 kilometres in the hands of the team's race drivers. During the lunch break, the fog was washed away by light drizzle, as the Scuderia mechanics changed the configuration on the car, after which, at 13:32, the SF23 went back out on track bearing Charles Leclerc's number 16. During the morning, the Monegasque was in meetings in the Maranello offices, and now, 43 days after the end-of-season Abu Dhabi test, he was back in the cockpit. Clearly, he, Leclerc, ran a different program to Lewis, as the SF23 holds no secrets for him. Charles Leclerc may hold a reported personal best of 57.6 seconds at Fiorano, but even the Monegasque star wasn't at his sharpest on Wednesday, clocking a 1:06 in the afternoon session. While Ferrari has yet to officially confirm the lap times, the numbers were nonetheless overshadowed by Hamilton's presence. For Lewis Hamilton, the chance to pilot a Ferrari F1 car was about more than lap records. Describing the experience, the 7-time world champion called it one of the best feelings of his life. "I've been lucky enough to have many firsts in my career, from the first test to the first race, podium, win and championship, so I wasn't sure how many more firsts I had, but driving a Scuderia Ferrari HP car for the first time this morning was one of the best feelings of my life. When I started the car up and drove through that garage door, I had the biggest smile on my face. It reminded me of the very first time I tested a Formula One car. It was such an exciting and special moment. And here I am, almost 20 years later, feeling those emotions all over again. I already knew from the outside how passionate the Ferrari family is, from everyone in the team to the tifosi. But to now witness it firsthand as a Ferrari driver has been awe-inspiring. That passion runs through their veins and you can't help but be energized by it. I'm so grateful for the love I have felt from everyone in Maranello this week. We have a lot of work to do, but I can't wait to get started. Fred Vasseur made a few comments of his own, saying, "As is the case every year, the first time you go out on track is a bit like the first day back at school and quite an emotional feeling, especially today, as it was Lewis's first day as part of the team. Welcoming a new driver is always an important moment. Maybe today was less special for Charles, but it was good to see him fit, relaxed and keen to go racing again. As for the technical side, Charles and Lewis did their laps in not the best weather, but they got back in the swing of things and immersed themselves in the track environment prior to the first proper test in a month's time in Bahrain. It was also a warm-up for the team in the garage. That was the sole purpose of today. And as for Charles Leclerc, this was his reaction to Lewis's first time in a Ferrari. The first day back in the car is always a great feeling after the holidays. It's good to be back on track, to see that so many fans came out to watch us. Feeling all this excitement surrounding the team is very motivating. It was a good day, even though it was raining a little bit when I was driving. Of course, it was nice to be able to see Lewis driving his first laps in a Ferrari, which was a special moment for the team and for him. Now I'm looking forward to being back in the car next week and to really start working hard for the coming season. It has been revealed that Lewis Hamilton sought advice from none other than four-time F1 world champion Sebastian Vettel ahead of his highly anticipated Ferrari test debut. Hamilton's calls to Vettel come as he prepares to follow in the German's footsteps, making the high-profile switch to Ferrari exactly a decade after Vettel did the same in 2015 after leaving Red Bull. Vettel, who dominated the sport with 4 consecutive titles for Red Bull from 2010 to 2013, went on to secure 14 race wins during his 5-year stint with Ferrari. Despite coming tantalisingly close, he couldn't clinch a 5th title, losing out to none other than Hamilton himself in the tightly contested 2017 and 2018 seasons. It seems the pair's competitive past has now evolved into a relationship of mutual respect, with Vettel's experience proving invaluable for Hamilton's Ferrari chapter. Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel, once fierce rivals on the track, have forged a close bond in recent years, and as Hamilton embarks on his new journey with Ferrari, it has come to light that he turned to Vettel for advice ahead of his arrival in Maranello. According to a report by the respected Italian outlet Corriere della Sera, Hamilton reached out to Vettel over the winter, making several phone calls in recent weeks to seek guidance and compare notes with the 4-time world champion. Vettel, who retired from Formula One at the end of 2022 after a stint with Aston Martin, brings a wealth of experience from his own 5-year tenure with Ferrari, wisdom Hamilton hopes to channel as he takes on his latest challenge with the iconic Scuderia. When Lewis Hamilton's move to Ferrari was announced last year, Sebastian Vettel admitted he initially dismissed the rumours of the British driver's departure from Mercedes as improbable. Speaking to Sky Germany in 2024, Vettel expressed his delight for his former rival, stating he was very happy for Hamilton. The 4-time world champion was confident that Hamilton, after 11 successful years with Mercedes, would adapt seamlessly to life at Ferrari. He has been around for a very long time, has a lot of experience, and has had more success in his career than any other Formula One driver. He will cope with it, but the transition to a new team is always difficult, especially at the beginning. Many familiar faces that you have known for many years are gone, and you have to get used to the new environment, but he will be able to cope with it. I was very sceptical of the news at first and thought it wasn't true, but then there was something to it and I am very happy for Lewis. Now that we've finally seen Lewis Hamilton driving a Ferrari, how do you feel about his chances of nabbing that 8th world title? Let's talk in the comments section down below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Thanks for watching.